my biggest fear is that something inhibits the process and you're ultimately not able to get inside of a moment.
Who is Gene Seaburk?
A million Americans look at you and they see an escape. They want the girl from the Midwest. It's America's sweetheart.
I've been trying to get away from that girl my whole life.
Okay, here we go. Your relationship to Gene Seaburk. My initial relationship was through the movie Breathless.
New York Herald Tribune. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Rien, je te regarde.
She was honest and present and reckless in this way that you kind of never really knew what she was gonna do. That was in a period of time where like American actresses were much more prepared and sort of performative. And so I always was like, whoa, she's like an unwranglable cat. Like she like sort of juts out in this really beautiful way. What I didn't know was that she was really viciously attacked by the US government for being an activist in the 60s who supported equality and became an expatriate and never came back because this story was very successfully and ironically submerged for years. And I think when you ask anyone about Gene Seaburk, they go, yeah, Breathless, I love that movie. It's like, I don't think that everyone knows necessarily what happened to her. And what happened to her was really wrong.
They're pushing her too hard. She's coming apart.
This comes from above.
Have you ever been confronted by sexism in your career? There are ways in which you can be heard that are different from the ways in which men use their voices. There's like an immediacy or a sort of assertiveness that is not digestible coming from a woman. And that is one way, in one sort of like superficial way that I've experienced sexism. Sometimes if you go, God, if I said that the exact same way that he said it, everyone would literally plug their ears. So sort of like delivering sort of delicate ideas and like planting seeds and letting other people think it's their idea is definitely one way that I've like accomplished things and gotten my way in a way that I guess women like have to somewhat manipulate. It's a little manipulative, actually, now that I think about it, but we have to function much differently. And that is changing a little bit, obviously. I think these conversations that are happening now are kind of like sweeping that away a little bit, but I think that there are differences between men and women that will be around forever. And should I keep going? Your favorite movie of all time? I don't really have a favorite movie of all time, but of right now, my favorite movie right now is Morven Caller by Lynn Ramsey. Yeah, I mean, it's just like one of the most incredible performances I've ever seen and really substantiates all of my impulses to make transient, weird, fluid things that actually come together in the most concise way, but that feel sprawling and explorative.
You know, first novels I've read for a while. I mean, I think, you know, what I really loved was hearing such a distinctive female voice.
I love just each character, the honesty I love. You know?
Very fresh.
A line from one of your movies that you keep in mind. In Cafe Society, I think one of the characters says, alternatives exclude. And it's such a concise way of saying it's hard to have so many options because it's gutting to have to pick. And so, yeah, anytime there's a huge amount of like variation and you have to make a choice, it's always like, or if there's only one option and maybe like there's this idea that like, oh, I wish we had more options, like, alternatives exclude. You have to not have certain things in order to have them. And I like that idea.
And I really like spending my time with you. I hope that's okay. You know, you're very sweet. Have you heard that before? You have this deer in the headlights quality.
Thank you. Well, if I was your boyfriend, I would not travel. Or if I did, I would take you with me. I hope he knows how to kiss you and all the rest.
It's between us.
Your biggest fear on a set? My biggest fear on a set is that you can't do what you said you could do. It's a huge responsibility accepting a part that you think is really great because the amount of time and effort and money that people have put in up until the very first day of shooting, where your job just begins. You have to substantiate all of that work, and you've also told people, a lot of people, that you're capable. So I think my biggest fear is that something inhibits the process, and you're ultimately not able to get inside of a moment.